Hello, friends. I wanted to share a story that happened many years ago when I was just getting started in the construction trades, and I was building out on the coastline in California, Northern California. And we had built a home there that was overlooking the Pacific Ocean high up and very exposed to the weather, and so we had to put a lot of effort and care into waterproofing it, the walls as well as the roof, because the rain could rain not just horizontally, but it was capable of raining up. In other words, we were sort of building a submarine above ground, in a sense. And in this one particular house, we were working for a couple of people who were a little bit challenging as people to deal with. In fact, a number of the companies in the local area simply stopped working with them because they were so difficult to deal with. And we sort of made it our personal mission to sort of, I don't know, solve that problem or thaw that ice in whatever way we could do. And so we just kept at it. It was like, no matter how challenging the energy got, we just kept trying to please them, to satisfy them. But what happened was that we had only done part of the work. We had not done all of the work. And so we were employees. We were not the actual contractors of this particular home, but we were the ones nearest to it. And the contractor called us and said, they're having trouble with leaks in the roof, and can you go just try to solve this? And so we went, and they were having trouble with a window, a door, various things. And we took off the window, which is very difficult to do, very challenging, high up off the ground. And we didn't really think the window was the problem. We didn't quite understand why it would be. But, the water was coming out at the window or later on by the sliding door. And in fact, on one of these trips, we had worked the entire day removing the sliding door, which again, as I said, very difficult. It's all caulked in, it's all installed, with nails, and it just, it was very difficult. And by the end of this day, we were going to have to drive an hour and a half back to where we lived and immediately turn around the following morning, first thing, and come right back another, so 3 wasted hours essentially in the truck, getting home and getting back again. And the lady invited us to stay overnight there in her home with her. Her husband wasn't even there. She was an older lady. And we did. And it was amazingly, it was incredibly sweet and generous of her to offer that. And as it turned out, it was a help to her as well that we did so, because we didn't have to waste that time and were able to keep going first thing in the morning. But anyway, I tell this story because it took repeated trips up there, and we would dread every time a big rain would come. It would be like, oh no, the phone is going to ring. And sure enough, it would ring, and she would be, and she was climbing the walls trying to figure out why this was happening in her brand new, perfect home, as were we, because we were the ones charged with the job of trying to solve this, for which we were being paid a little bit, but not very much. And it was just an awkward situation all the way around. And we finally got a roofing contractor to come out and check the roof at the very top, and he looked at all that and decided it was fine. And I looked at the area by the drain where that flat roof drained down the outside of the building. And what did I find but a nail perforating the drain right into the area where all the roof water was passing into the downspout. And I knew when I found that nail, I pulled it out and I brought it downstairs and I showed the lady and I said, I found this. She said, where, what? And I went up and I pointed. And I knew that we had not put that nail in. She knew who had put that nail in, and it wasn't us, and it wasn't any of the other contractors. And that's all I said. I didn't rub anybody's nose in it. I just said, I think this was the problem, and now it's fixed. I squirted caulk in there and filled it all up and, dealt with it. And I knew it was solved. I knew it was fixed. A lot of effort had gone into finding that particular nail. But, there's a nail somewhere in our consciousness, individually and collectively, and it's called hypnosis, or it's called illusion, it's called Maya, it's called, we get caught in the dream of this world is real, it's mine, I've got to have this experience. And we're the ones who drove that nail in. We may not remember it. It may have been how many incarnations ago? We don't even know. But sooner or later we will find that nail, because sooner or later we get so tired of having the roof leak on top of our heads. And water pouring in places that we don't want it, water pouring out of places that we do want to keep it, that sort of thing. And find that nail in your consciousness, in the downspout of your life. Find the nail. And without casting blame, aspersion, anything, just simply yank the thing out. Fill it, caulk it, waterproof it, however, seal it at that point, and be free.